Hello, hello, Epic Unchained. Happy for you guys to be here today. This is going to be our new consultant training on team building. And this is probably my favorite subject to talk about. It's probably my favorite training just because it's something that I feel like we all have kind of like different gifts in our business. And I feel like this is something that I'm really good at. I've always been really good at team building, just sharing the business opportunity. And it's really just what has blessed my business. And I think it can be the biggest blessing in your business. And it's just really the biggest gift that you can give someone is to share this business opportunity with them. And it really will just change your life and theirs. So really excited to talk to you guys about it today. We're going to go over a lot of different things. But just keep in mind that, we are going to go over a lot of information. Don't get overwhelmed. I highly recommend that you just take notes and kind of just write down as much information as you possibly can. And if you have questions, you are more than welcome to reach out to me or reach out to any of the leaders in our group to kind of get some more information. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing that I want to talk about with team building is the career path. So we do have a career path in Mary Kay, and the career path, there's just various different things like that you get for each career path. But the biggest thing is the higher that you move up in the career path, the more commission that you make. So if you really want to start making money, team building is where you really should focus on in your business. And what I love about this business is when moving up in the career path, you're not taking anything away from your team members. You make a certain commission off of anything that they order wholesale through the system. But you don't take anything away from them. And you have to be like active yourself and actively working. So I love that about this company. Like nobody's allowed to just like sit back and like kick their heels up and like while everybody works for them. So I love that about this company. But the higher that you move up, the more commission that you are going to make. So you are paid based off of how much work you're actually putting in to this business. So love that about this company. So I'm going to go over with you the career path first and kind of like the different levels on the career path. So if you got your notes ready, here's your time to start taking some notes. Okay, so the first level is just a consultant. Everyone starts out as a consultant, which I love that. Like even our national sales directors who are millionaires, they start out as just a consultant. Love that about this company. And so consultants make 50% commission off of all of their products. And then also they can participate in any company promotions or any like promotions the company has going on, like the STAR program or just like various things that the company has going on. So that is what a consultant makes at the consultant level. Then when you have 1 to 2 active team members on your team, and pay attention that I said active, they do have to be active, which I'll talk about what that is here in a minute. Then you become a senior consultant, and senior consultants make 4% commission off of all of the products that their team members order from the company. And also they receive an enhancer pen. So whenever you become a brand new Mary Kay consultant, you receive a Mary Kay pen and you get like a cute little like circle with diamonds. Like I have one in my closet, but I can't really leave the video to go get it. But you receive your first enhancer pen, which is a senior consultant pen. So that's what a senior consultant makes in the company. Okay. Then the next promotion that you can take is called Star Team Builder or Red Jacket. And 90% of the time you're going to hear us call it Red Jacket. Really nobody calls it Star Team Builder, but this is your first really like big promotion in Mary Kay. It is, it's the biggest one that consultants really start working on because you get super special recognition for being a Red Jacket. So a Red Jacket is when you have 3 to 4 active team members on your team. Once again, active is an important word. And you make 4% commission still off of your team members, but then also you get $50 bonuses for each new qualified team member that you bring in. I will tell you here in a minute what a qualified team member is, but long story short, a qualified team member is someone who comes in with a $600 or more wholesale order, either for their inventory or orders that they've collected. So for each new qualified team member that you bring in, you get an extra $50 bonus from them, which is totally awesome. You also receive a Red Jacket debut at our next big company event. So like we have January Jumpstart coming up this Saturday. and we have a brand new red jacket. Her name's Julie Asback. She will get a red jacket debut, and she will earn these really cute red stilettos from me, and she gets to wear her red jacket. That's another cool thing about the red jackets. You get to wear these really nice red jackets, and just like everybody knows that you're like a leader in the company. I also give our red jackets leadership type positions. So if I have trainings that need to be done, or if I just need help with anything, I'll reach out to them and I'll ask for their help. And they're just really, just being a red jacket is a big honor in our unit and just Mary Kay, the company in general. So that is what it is to be a red jacket. Then the next level is what's called team leader. And team leader is when you have 5 to 7 active team members. And team leader, your commission, team leader is actually like a really big deal too, because not only does your commission more than double, so your commission as a team leader jumps to 9% with the opportunity to make 13% on a month-to-month basis. But then also you can go on target for your car. So in Mary Kay, yeah, they do give away totally free cars. I don't know if you kind of like picked up on that yet, but they do give away free cars, and you can go on target for your car with as little as 5 team members. Like, how awesome is that? Just 5 team members, you can go on target for your car. And it's not like you have to go on target for your car when you have 5 team members. You can do it really as like slow paced or fast paced as you'd like. But I mean, I know somebody who earned her car within 19 days of joining Mary Kay. Like 19 days, joined Mary Kay, earned a car. Like, that's just nuts. But that's a little bit about the team leader position. Then the next level is future director, which is 8 to 9 active. And that's pretty much the same position as team leader. It's just like you're one step away from going into your second biggest promotion in your Mary Kay business, which is called DIQ. And DIQ is a big old deal. It is when you have 10 or more active team members. And when you go into DIQ, that stands for Director in Qualification. And it's a 4-month qualification period where the company is like watching you to see if you would have what it takes to become a director. And in that 4 months, you do have to hit a certain production goal with you and your team. And you have to recruit a certain amount of people. But when you go into DIQ, your team members also count. So it's like a really cool ordeal to go into DIQ. And after that 4-month qualification period, if you finish it, and you can finish in less than 4 months, I actually finished DIQ in 2 months. So if you finish in 1, 2, 3, or 4 months, then you will become a sales director, which is the position that I actually hold. And a sales director is like I would say the biggest promotion that you can take in your business, because it's when it really becomes like a big girl job. I quit my full-time job when I became a sales director, and I do this full-time. This is what I do for a living, and your commission actually triples as a sales director. And then also you have various promotions here and there where you can make, $500, $600, $700 bonuses. There's a couple different bonuses that they do a couple times a year. You just have a lot of opportunities for avenues of income when you become a sales director. So if you want to make this your full-time job, if you want to do this as a career and really just like be home with your kids and, just be able to just stay at home and work and make your own hours, then I highly recommend setting your bar high and becoming a sales director and really start team building. So, okay, then after sales director is national sales director. And when you become a national sales director, that is where you are going to be making a whole lot of money. And national sales director has, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically they have 20 sales directors underneath them. And you get to drive for free. You don't have to earn the Cadillac. Like, you get to drive for free. Like, you don't even have to earn it. They just give you a car. Our national sales director, Leah Loughlin, her highest commission check in 1 month was $29,000. Like, can you imagine making $29,000 in 1 month? Because I don't even know what I would do with $29,000 a month. But okay, so that is a little bit about the career path. So I'll just kind of we'll kind of recap like real quick, just in case you didn't get that. Okay, senior consultant is 1 to 2 active. Well, we start with consultant, and then senior consultant is 1 to 2 active. Star team builder / red jacket is 3 to 4 active. Team leader is 5 to 7 active. Future director is 8 to 9 active. DIQ is 10 active. And then at the end of DIQ, you have to have 24 team members, by the way. And then a sales director, and then a national sales director. Okay, so that's a little bit about the career path. So now I want to talk to you a little bit more. You probably heard me talk about active and qualified. So I want to explain kind of what that is. So coming into the company, you get your starter kit, and you do have the option to invest in inventory. But let's say you're the person who was not able to invest in inventory. You were just able to place an active order. So your first order does have to be $225 wholesale. That's what would make you active and be eligible to receive the 50% discount for your products. So an active order is when you place a $225 order. And in this company, in order to stay active, you do have to have a $225 in the system every 3 months. So let me explain kind of more like how that works. So right now it's January. So say I placed a $225 order in January. That would keep me active for January, February, and March. And then if I had not placed any order at all whatsoever in March, then I would need to place a $225 order before April 1st because I would not be active anymore as of April 1st. If you're working, it's not something that you really have to worry about. Once you place your first $225 active order, if you remain active, then it like accumulates. So let's say I placed a $225 order in January, and then let's say February I did not hit $225, but in March I placed a $100 order on the beginning, a $100 order in the middle of March, and then a $25 order at the end of March. That would accumulate up to $225 in 1 month. So it can be like accumulated. It doesn't have to be all at once. Okay, so we say every 3 months. I think this is really important to remember, but it's kind of hard to explain it. It's really the month in which you place your order and then the following 2 months. So even if I placed an order on January 29th of this month, I still would go inactive April 1st because I placed the order in January, so I was active in January, active in February, active in March. So it's for the month you place the order in and then the following 2 months. Okay, so you have active month 1, active month 2, active month 3. Active month 1 would be the month you placed your order in. The next month, so February would be active month 2, and then March would be active month 3. Then let's say you don't place an order at all after that. Then you would go inactive. And you would have 3 months of inactive. So I1, I2, I3. And then after that, you would have 6 months of what's called T status. T actually stands for terminated, which sounds terrible, but that's what T status stands for. So technically, after T6, after your 6 month T status, that means that you haven't placed an order in a year, or at least a $225 order in a year. So you would no longer be a consultant. So I do have consultants that are really, really hobby level, like they really, or like just really like personal use. So they'll place an order once a year just to remain a consultant, which you can totally do that too. So that's kind of how that would work. And at the end of your T6, I'll send you like a little follow-up reminder email. I'll send you a reminder email actually when you're A3, I3, and T6 so that you kind of know and remember like, oh yeah, I need to place an order because I need to remain active, or I need to collect orders so that I don't go into T status, or I need to just collect some orders for personal use between me and my mom and my sister so that I can still remain a consultant and get the 50% discount. So that's kind of how the active status works. So that's something you can kind of keep up to date on. Then there is qualified, and qualified consultants are whenever you come in with a $600 order in your first month. So $600 is kind of like always what we say is qualified. Now, one thing to remember is you'll hear us talk a lot about retail versus wholesale. Wholesale is what you place from the company. So if you place a qualified order for $600 for your inventory when you come in as a new consultant, that actually the retail on that is $1,200. So you'll sell those products for $1,200, but then you'll only have to order them from the company for $600. So when you place a $600 order as a qualified new consultant, you get special recognition, you earn a debut from me, and then also you earn a really cute bracelet from the company. So that's a little bit about qualified. Then the next level is what is called a star consultant. Star consultants are people who come in with a level of inventory that's 1,800 or higher. So we have a couple different levels of star consultant, but star consultants are really a big old deal. We really value our star consultants because not only do you get to pick a star prize, which is awesome, but typically those end up the people who are really like hustling and moving and trying to, like, if you invest that much money in inventory, you're going to be working hard to sell it. So Star Consultant, we actually also, all consultants have the opportunity to become a Star Consultant based off of their wholesale that they order from the system every 3 months. So every quarter. And how you can check that and see what you've ordered every quarter is under InTouch, under contest/promotions. And then there's a section, I think, that says, it's like Star Consultant Q3, and then, or whatever quarter we're in, and then it says check my total. So that's really helpful to know, because like, for instance, for me, I know what I want to earn. Well, let's say last month in December, I know I wanted to earn this really cute organization system, and I had to have 2,400 in the system for that quarter, and I only had 1,900. So I knew that I needed 500 more in the system in 2 weeks. So I knew I had to sell $1,000 in 2 weeks so that I could hit that wholesale. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, you're more than welcome to message me and ask me. A lot of people have a lot of questions about that. So that's a little bit about active, qualified, and Star Consultants. Okay, so now I want to talk to you a little bit about how to earn a car and how to go into DIQ. So I know that coming into this business, it's not everybody's goal to go into DIQ or become a director and earn a car, but I would kick myself if I didn't tell you how to do it, because I know that those two things changed my life more than like anything else in this business. So I'm going to tell you kind of like the qualifications for that, so you know what you would have to do, so that you can, if you're the kind of person who likes to move fast and really wants to hit goals fast, you'll know what you have to do ASAP to kind of hit those goals. So, okay, so first, let's see, what should we talk about first? We'll talk about car first. Okay, so to go on target for your car, you have to have 5 active team members. So even if you've recruited 10 people, 5 of them do have to be active. It only counts if they're active. So you have to have 5 active team members to go on target for car. And you have to hit $5,700 team production in 1 month. So between you and all of your team members, you have to have $5,700 in the system. You can track that in InTouch under, if you go to business tools, I think there's a section that says like monthly reports, and you can track, it says like Grand Achiever team on target or something like that. And you can track what you have in the system. So it's a 4-month qualification period. Once again, you can do it in less than 4 months, but you have 4 months to do it. But it does have to be consistent. So you and your team have to do $5,700 every month for 4 months. And then it's based off of recruiting. So over that period of time, you have to go from 5 active team members to 16 active team members. So that is adding 11 team members that become active in 4 months. Don't let that number scare you. Like, I've recruited 8 people in 1 month. So don't let that number scare you at all. And if this was something that you were interested in doing, I would break down that for you and really like tell you how many people you'd have to be sharing the business with, and like really like set you up for success. So, okay, so the way that would break down, if you really wanted to just like do it in 4 months, and also in that 4 months, you have to have $23,000 production total in 4 months. So if you break that down in 4 months, that's $5,700 in 4 months, for every month for 4 months. So the way that would break down is to do $5,700 in your first month and add 5 team members, $5,700 in your second month, add 5 team members, $5,700 in your third month and add 4 team members, and then $5,700 in your fourth month and add 4 team members. So that's kind of how that would work. I mean, you could do it vice versa. You could do like, your first month add like 4 team members, and then your second month add 5, then 4 or 5. But that's basically how it would break down. 2 months you would have to recruit 5, 2 months you'd have to recruit 4. But I think the faster the better. So like if I were you, I would try to do like 10 people in 1 month, just so you're not like barely treading, like keeping your head over water that last month. So that's how car would work. Okay, so then DIQ. DIQ is actually a little bit easier than car, but I always tell people to do them at the same time because they're kind of the same qualifications in a lot of ways. So DIQ, you would have 10 active team members is how you would go on target for DIQ. And you would submit like a director and qualification commitment form. And then over those 4 months, you would have to do 18,000 production. And you would have to go from 10 active team members to 24 active team members. Even though it's more active team members that you'd have to recruit, it's really cool because your team members count once you go into DIQ. So Any team members that your team had before will not count towards your DIQ team, but anybody they recruit once you submit for DIQ will count. So say I had a team member, who was on my DIQ team, and she had 7 team members before I submitted for DIQ. None of those would count, but anybody else that she recruited during those 4 months, they would count towards my DIQ team. And you would have to do $4,500 production each month. And I think it's important to remember, by the way, guys, that for CAR and for DIQ, you have to minimally hit this every month, or else you have to resubmit. So for DIQ, you would have to do $4,500 each month to go into DIQ between you and your team. And once again, your team members count for that now too. So it's a little bit easier than CAR. It doesn't have to just be your personal team. And the way you would do that is 3 months of adding 3 active team members and doing $4,500 those 3 months. And then 1 month of adding 5 active team members, doing $4,500 in 1 month. So that's a little bit on how that would work. If you're a new consultant and this is like totally over your head, this is not something you really have to focus on right away. I just always like to tell people right off the bat. So because we have a lot of people who come into our unit just ready to go, ready to get the ball rolling. They want to know what you have to do. So that's what you would have to do. Obviously, if you are interested in this and you really want to do this, you want to do this yesterday, come talk to me, personal message me, and I will we'll kind of set up a game plan for you and what you would need to do. So yeah, now we can kind of move on and talk about some more stuff that might be relevant, a little bit more relevant to everyone. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how do you share the business opportunity? How do you go about that? So first thing I want to tell you guys is that 1 in every 5 people that you share, sorry, I'm moving the computer. 1 in every 5 people that you share the business opportunity with will join your team. So just kind of keeping in mind that not everybody that you share the opportunity with is going to join, but it's a statistic that has worked over and over again. On average, 1 in every 5 people that you share the opportunity with will join. And it might not work say you do 5 career surveys and you don't get anybody to join. And say you do 10 career surveys and you don't get anybody to join. Don't get discouraged, because if you do 20, you're probably going to get 4 people to join. It's just it's the statistics always add up to on average, over a period of time, 1 in every 5 people are going to join. One thing I will tell you is that 1 in every 3 people that you recruit are actually going to do anything with their Mary Kay business. So just kind of have it in your heart and mind that not everyone that you recruit is going to really want to make Mary Kay, really make anything out of it at all. So only 1 in 3 people that join will actually be working. The other 2 out of 3 will either just be super, super hobby level, or will never get active, or just won't do anything with their Mary Kay business. Don't get discouraged by that, and don't let that go to your just totally hurt your confidence. I think knowing these numbers right off the bat is really important to know, because I know, for instance, if I want to get into my red jacket, that yes, I need 3 active team members to get into my red jacket, but I need to recruit more 8 or 9 people, because the other ones just won't get active. That's not always the case, but I always just like to keep those numbers in mind so that I don't get discouraged if I recruit somebody and then she doesn't do anything with her business. This business is not for everyone, obviously, but just kind of keep that in mind. Don't take it to heart and let it hurt your confidence. So okay, so there are some things that you can do to really assure that the people that you're recruiting are going to be quality people who actually want to do anything with their Mary Kay business. So we have this thing that we talk about in our unit a lot called Susie versus Susan. And actually, if you go to my website, www.chelseaunthink.com, you can find under resources, the password is Unchained. You can find under resources at the top part. It should say click here to access Chelsea's favorite documents. And under, I think it's team building or something. It says something like that. There's a Susie versus Susan checklist. And okay, so what is Susie versus Susan? Susies are the kind of people that you don't want to recruit, and Susans are the people that you do want to recruit. So a lot of times as new consultants, especially, we're really afraid to share this business opportunity with people who we actually think would be really good at this. So we just share it with people who we think that would not think that this business is stupid. So I remember as a new consultant that I had a lot of friends because I went to nursing school. I had a lot of friends who ended up being RNs, and I did not share this business opportunity with any of them because I was like, oh, they have real jobs and they're going to think Mary Kay is stupid. And so I'll just share this business opportunity with like my other serving friends, or because I was a server at the time, my other serving and bartending friends who are out partying all the time and stuff, because like they're not going to think this is stupid. Like, you know, but my nurse friends will think this is stupid. It's actually turned out to be totally opposite. Susies are typically the kind of people who really don't have their life under control. And so they don't understand the value in a business like this. When I started really sharing the business opportunity with like my friends who were nurses, they came in and they listened and they saw the value in a business like this. And they saw the value in money, and they just saw the value as like who we are as people. Believe in, you become like the 5 people that you spend the majority of your time around, and those are the people who typically tend to really like do something with their Mary Kay business. I remember when I first started Mary Kay, somebody told me, they said, try to focus on recruiting the people who Mary Kay needs, not who needs Mary Kay. And I didn't really like that at first because I thought, well, that's not fair to not share. There might be people out here who really would just, you know, love to have Mary Kay in their lives. And so I didn't like it at first. But what I do now is that I try to share this business opportunity with everyone, like everyone who has skin. But I don't chase after anyone and like really like try my hardest to get her on my team unless she's a Susan. If there's a Susie out there who needs this business in her life because of where she is in her life right now, she will find you. She will come to you. When you go to big company events, they stand up in the front and they say like what they did prior to Mary Kay. And 90% of the time, like the national sales directors, the millionaires, are people who are really, really successful, like before Mary Kay, or like really just had their lives together. So like they'll go and lots of nurses, lots of teachers, like a physical therapist, dental hygienists. I mean, there's a lot of stay-at-home moms, just like various jobs, but it's like people who really like knew the value in a company like this. So in our unit, we try to focus on Susans versus Susies. So like when I'm recruiting someone, I look at them and I'm like, okay, can I see them as a sales director someday? And if not, then, you know, I'll still share the business opportunity with them. And if they want to join, I'm going to do everything I can to get them to that position. But I don't chase after them. But if they are, that's what I'm going to do. Those are the people that I'm going to be like, girl, I need you to come to this event. Girl, I need you to come do this. Like, those are the people that I'm really going to chase after. So that's a little bit of Susans versus Susies. You can read up a little bit more on that and like how to determine that on my website. So that's a little bit about that. Okay, so now how are you going to share the business opportunity? So first way that you share the business opportunity is during all of your appointments, you should be playing the purse game or sharing your dream book. So if you have an appointment with 3 or more women, actually, I even do it, well, typically 3 or more women, you're going to play the purse game. And you'll learn about that in the training class, How to Throw a Mary Kay Party. But the purse game basically is you're going to have them pull out their purses. And you're going to say, okay, we're going to play a game, and I'm going to say a letter of the alphabet, and in between each letter, I'm going to tell you what it is and what it stands for, Mary Kay. When I say a letter, you have to pull something out of your purse that starts with that letter, and you have to hold it like high above your head. So the letters, if you want to write this down, and you're going to give them a ticket. You say the first person to pull something out gets 2 tickets, the second person gets 1 ticket. Okay, so this is like one of the most important things you can do at your parties because you're sharing the business opportunity with them in like a fun way. They can get competitive, but then they're like listening to you share the business opportunity. So the letters are Mrs. Cab is the best way to remember it. So the first letter is M, then R, S, C, A, B. Okay, M stands for money or Mary Kay. Sometimes I do money and Mary Kay. R stands for recognition. S stands for self-confidence and personal growth. C stands for cars. A stands for advantages. And B stands for beliefs. I will talk to you a little bit more about what those stand for and like what I say during the class, how to throw a Mary Kay party. But those are the 6 letters, and it is like I would say probably the most important thing that you can do at a party, because there's really no time to bring up all of those different aspects of the business unless you're playing a game, really sharing it. So I recommend playing the purse game at every single party. So that's the first way. And then also another thing to keep in mind is a lot of people will be like, okay, well, what about at my facials and double facials? I don't really want to play the purse game. That might be a little awkward. Just play with one person or 2 people. So you're going to want to immediately create your dream book. Okay, so if you Google search Mary Kay dream book, you can come up with a bunch of different layouts, but your dream book is kind of like how you will share the business opportunity at your single and double facials without it being awkward. So your dream book kind of is like, it kind of goes through each of the letters and just shows pictures. It's gonna be kind of like your story with Mary Kay. So for instance, my first page, like I just have a picture of like me holding my starter kit and maybe just like some pictures of my family. Tells just like a little bit about me. My second page for the letter M for money, I might have pictures on there that shows like things I've done with my Mary Kay money, or if you're like brand spanking new and you want to create your dream book right away, then you would put pictures on there of things that you'd like to do with your Mary Kay money. Then for R being recognition, you would show pictures of you maybe at your Thursday Night Live with like, if you're like a queen, or just maybe show pictures of other people getting crowned, show pictures, maybe pictures at seminar. If you Google search pictures of people at seminar. S for self-confidence and personal growth, you can show pictures of like your skin and how it's changed. And hold on, my computer is, sorry. Okay, and then C for cars, if you have not earned a car with Mary Kay yet, then you would show pictures of all the different cars and then like the cash right on there, like the cash compensation that you would earn that, and if you didn't want to take the cars, maybe show pictures of like your friends or directors with cars. A being for advantages, you can put all the different advantages that you think are on there, and then B being for beliefs, like what we believe in Mary Kay. Maybe you should like show some pictures of Mary Kay and like quotes by her and stuff like that. So that's kind of how you would create your dream book. And the way that I always bring that up is I always say, okay, we're actually going to go ahead and wrap up, but I'm going to do one last thing. I actually get credit if oh, okay, I don't know if I totally got cut off there. What just happened? But it's a 3-way phone call where you would set up a phone call with myself and with your prospect. And so basically what you would do is you would send them a short video to watch. We use Leah's video. And if you don't have that link and you want it, just Voxer message me and I'll get that link sent to you. You send them the video and you just say, okay, can you just like watch this before our phone call? And then you go to my You Can Book Me page, and you can find the You Can Book Me page under my website, chelseaunthank.com, under New Consultants. Once again, the password is Unchained, and it should say like, click here to access my career survey availability. And you would set up a time for she and I and you to all be on a phone call. And basically she would just watch that video beforehand. I would call you the time of the phone call, and then I would call her and you would be quiet. Me and her would just be kind of like talking and communicating about the Mary Kay business opportunity. I always tell people to obtain career surveys, like as many as possible, even if you don't think that they're interested. So like, say you go to a party and, you know, someone doesn't seem interested at all, like you're individually closing out with them and you say, okay, so do you ever think you could see yourself doing something like this? Say you say that. Or say that you have the system where at the end you have them rate on a scale of 1 to 10 where their interest level is, and you see that they're at a 4, like you don't think they're actually interested. And so what if I thought she was sharp, it would be like a solid prospect, somebody who would be good at this. Even though she rated a 4, I would say like, okay, so you rated a 4. Tell me why you rated a 4. And she tells me, you know, I rated blah, 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 blah. I'm just busy and I just don't know if I could ever see myself doing something like this. What I would say to her is, okay, girl, yeah, that's totally okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and send you a video with a little more info. Would that be okay? And then she always says, yeah. And then you say, okay, and you know what? Actually, I just thought about this. I actually get credit if after you watch this video, you just do like a quick little survey with me. It's just like a quick 15-minute follow-up call with me and my director. It's really low key. She's really cool. It's really simple. So would you be willing to do that? And I've never had anybody say no. So I just say, okay, let me send you the video. I send them the video right then and there. And then I go to my You Can Book Me page and I set up the time right then and there. Don't tell her you'll follow up with her because you'll forget or she'll forget or she won't respond to you. Just set up the time right then and there. And then I text her what the time is so she remembers. And then obviously you should write down the time too. So that's kind of like how a career survey would go. You do get credit for the career surveys for the Perfect program. And if you do, for new consultants, we always try to get you to do your Pearls of Sharing. So to get your Pearls of Sharing necklace, you do 9 career surveys. And on average, if you did like 9 career surveys, once again, 1 in 5 people join, you would get about 2 team members. So doing career surveys is probably one of the most important things that you can be doing in your business to really be building your team. So if I'm not clear on any of that, if you guys could just let me know, Voxer message me, private message me, I'd love to give you some more info on that. So, okay, another way that you I would say that the rate is even higher for this. I would say about 1 in 3 or 4 people will join your team if you get them to guest events. So we do guest events at the Mary Kay Studio, usually, typically once or twice a month. And it's basically like doing a party, but the directors will hold the party for you. And the directors are the ones sharing the business opportunity. Obviously, they've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a while. I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. So when I'm sharing the business opportunity with them and closing out for you, then your rate's going to be a little bit higher. I think for me, about 1 in 3 people that I get to studio events, guest events, actually join. You could also invite them to our Thursday night live trainings. And then you could also invite them to our Choices quarterly event that we have every 3 months. We do it every 3 months on the 15th. So yeah, getting them to guest events is like an amazing way. And I always tell people, like, if you're not getting people to guest events, like doing everything that you can, then you are like losing money out of your pocket. You're like burning $20 bills. So that's a little bit about guest events. Oh, let's see. Another way, and I think a lot of the girls in our unit really, really focus on this, and I think it's a great way to get some career surveys, is doing raffles. So we have a couple people in our unit who are really, really good at this. So basically what you would do is you would put together a really cute little basket of Mary Kay goodies. Some people even do this once a month. Like, I mean, it really is a good like idea. So make a little basket, something that doesn't cost you more than like $20, $25 worth of Mary Kay goodies, and, you know, posting a picture of it on Facebook. And a lot of people like to like pimp out their kids and like their husbands and like have them holding it. People really can relate to you if you like make it personal, and, you know, even if it's just you holding the basket. And saying like, hey guys, so I'm running a huge raffle this month for anybody who wants to participate. All you would have to do is watch a short video and do a short follow-up survey, and then your name would get entered into the raffle. Put comment below, pick me, or comment below, whatever, if you'd like to participate. And then basically you would set up a career survey with them. So you wouldn't even actually have to go to a party to obtain a career survey. Like, you would just be able to do the raffle. So I mean, I've had girls who have gotten 30, 40 career surveys in 1 month doing the raffles. So it's a really good ordeal. Okay, then say I'm out of town and my career survey availability is not, I'm just looking at my eyes in this. It's like the reflection of my glasses make my eyes look like crazy, like this big around. But say that I'm out of town, or my availability doesn't meet up with your availability, or it's just a really, really sharp prospect who you don't want to get over the phone, like you actually want to meet her in person. Then you would do a coffee chat. And a coffee chat, actually, if you go under my website, under resources, I think, again, and then like team building, it should show you the coffee chat script. But basically it would be you holding a career survey with them in person, or you could do it over the phone. But it basically, it looks like this. I don't know if you guys can see this. But it is, it's basically like you reading a career survey with them. So you would sit down and you would say, okay, so we're just going to do this like survey type thing here. And basically, I'm just going to ask you the questions. You can just tell me the answers and I'll just write them down as you're telling them to me. And you could read directly off of it. So some of the questions are, tell me about yourself. What do you like about your current job or situation? What would you change if you could? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? If you could create the perfect career for you, what three things would be most important? Are you a person who sees the cup half full or half empty? And then like step 2 would be, let me tell you about myself. So this is really important, actually. The next thing I kind of want to talk about is developing your I story. So one of the first things that you're going to do at a party as well is tell your I story, and it's something that you'll want to have down packed. You're actually going to be doing it in this coffee chat if you ever use this, and it's another part of your parties that'll be really, really important because it's the first impression that people really get about you and your Mary Kay business. So you'll want to develop a really strong I story. So your I story, you'll want to tell them a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, who you are as a person. You'll want to tell them what you did prior to Mary Kay or what you do outside of Mary Kay, why you got started, and then what almost held you back. This part's really important because it helps overcome objections right off the bat. So if you tell them like you were really busy, they might relate to that. Or you tell them that you didn't really wear makeup, they might relate to that. So just telling them like what almost held you back, and then telling them like what you're the most excited about in your business and like what your big goal is that you're working on. So really developing a strong I story like is one of the first things that you can do. Practicing it in the mirror, it's going to be, it could be the difference in if somebody decided they wanted to join your team or not. Because if they're sitting in the audience or they're sitting there with this career survey and they're thinking, oh my gosh, like I want to do this, but I don't wear makeup at all, or I want to do this, or, and let's say I want to do this, but I had a bad experience with direct sales, and they're thinking that, and you're telling them like, yeah, so I got started because I really just wanted to make some extra money, but I almost didn't do it because I was just really afraid that I had some really bad experience with direct sales and just direct sales companies, and I just didn't want to be pushy. And say that triggers with her and that clicks, and she's like, she gets me. Like, it could be the difference. So, okay, so anyway, and then, yeah, so that's a little bit about the coffee chat. And then it has a piece of paper on the back that they will go ahead and fill out. If you got them over the phone, you'll just ask them the questions and kind of check it off from there. So in order for a career survey to count for you, it does have to be done with me, or this coffee chat, you have to take a picture of it and send it to me, both pages, for it to count for your career surveys for your perfect program. Okay, hope I'm clear on that. Okay, next thing that I will talk about with you is your pearls of sharing. So if I have done new consultant orientation with you, you are probably familiar with the pearls of sharing and what it is. However, I just always like to remind people, if you haven't started working on it, it's something that it's set up for your success, not only for that, but then it's fun and exciting to get prizes. So why not get prizes within your first 30 days? So just kind of a reminder about your pearls of sharing and what it is. So your pearls of sharing is within your first 30 days or within your first full month. So if you join in the middle of a month, it wouldn't really start until the next month. But within your first 30 days, doing X amount of career surveys. So to get your pearls of sharing earrings, you would do 3 career surveys. Pearls of sharing bracelet, you would do 6 career surveys. So then you get the earrings and the bracelet. And then if you got the necklace, earrings, and bracelet, you would do 9 career surveys. So doing 9 career surveys really isn't too hard at all. And really, I always tell people as new consultants, asking all of your friends and family, like who would be willing to do a career survey with you. And basically how you would go about that is you would just say, hey, I don't know, Susie Q. Hey, Susie Q. So I know you know that I joined Mary Kay. So my director gave me this challenge to get 9 people to do surveys with me this month so that I can earn this necklace, bracelet, and earrings. I know you love me and would want to help me out. Would you be willing to do this survey for me? So that's kind of like how you would go about it. And it's really low key and simple. And then like another idea is to just make sure that you're obtaining career surveys at every single one of your appointments. So if I have an appointment, I always like have a number in mind, and I would just like develop a number that you have in mind for your parties. Like no matter how many people are there, I'm doing X amount of career surveys. So I say no matter how many people are there, I'm doing three career surveys. So if I go to a party and it is like a young girl, a mom, and her grandma, Sorry, 3 is my number. That's the number of people I'm doing career surveys with. So earning your Pearls of Sharing is like a really big honor for the first 30 days. So if you've forgotten about that, definitely go ahead and just like work on that and just really try to make that one of your primary focuses so you can take a promotion in your business right off the bat. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is I told you guys earlier that natural attrition, about 1 in 3 people are actually going to do something in their business. There are some ways to assure that your people get off to a really, really good start. So anytime you recruit a new team member, you will get this. Always keep your email, check your email. You'll get this from me. And it is called the Recruiter's Checklist. I think it's backwards for you guys, but it's called the Recruiter's Checklist. And every time I send this to you, I would actually just like print out, if you've gotten one from me before, print out like 20 of them, assuming you'll get 20 team members, or you can find it under my website under like tracking sheets or materials, something like that. So this kind of helps assure that your new team members are set up for success and that they're more likely to stay with you in your business if you're doing these things. If you recruit somebody and then like you hardly talk to her and you just like don't really work with her very much, they usually don't really like stick around. But if you're working with her and I'm working with her, then she's more than likely to really like do something with her business. So the Recruiter's Checklist, I'm going to kind of just go over this with you. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want her to do, and if you have not done this, you definitely want to do this too, is she head to toe in Mary Kay? Like, as a Mary Kay consultant, you really should not be using any other brands of makeup. You should only be using Mary Kay. The reason for that is, say that you're at the grocery store and somebody's like, you're checking out and the cashier says, "Oh my gosh, I love your mascara. It's so pretty. What is it?" And you tell her Maybelline or whatever it is, CoverGirl. Then if you were wearing Mary Kay mascara, then that would have been the difference in you making $10 in your pocket and not making $10 in your pocket, potentially. You could say, "Oh, it's Mary Kay's Lash Intensity Mascara. Have you ever tried it?" She's like, "No, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, here, I have my business card here. Why don't you go ahead and give me a call and I have some of my inventory for you. I'll get that right. I'll get that to your house right away." So head to toe Mary Kay. Like, even I use the Mint Energizing lotion for my feet, satin hands for my hands. All of my lip glosses, my nail polish, like everything, perfume. People always telling people that they smell good. Like the difference in you like telling them that you're wearing Mary Kay perfume versus Ralph Lauren could be the difference in $20 in your pocket. So that's like the first thing. Then educating her on what products she should be using based on her skin tone, personal favorites, etc. Okay, and then the biggest thing, does she know why she came into Mary Kay? What are her dreams? Like, share your belief in her. Let her know that you believe in her. And a lot of people don't get that on a daily basis. We want people to know right off the bat that we believe in them and that this is not going to be like an ordinary job. You're going to be loved and supported all the time. Okay, and then talk to her about new consultant training and how crucial it is to come to new consultant training in person. Set up a part of your facial class observation with you. She should be doing at least 2 observation classes with you. So any of your parties or appointments, bring her to at least 2. Talk to her about the Pearls of Sharing. Talk to her a little bit more about like what she can do to earn those Pearls of Sharing. Help her actually think of people and get her first few career surveys on the book. Help her get a promotion right off the bat. Stress the importance of meeting attendance and initial trainings. It is the difference between a successful consultant and a non-successful consultant. I've like just learned it over the years. Coming to trainings and coming to meetings, coming to company events. Just kind of stress to her how important that is. Explain appropriate dress, behavior, and how we roll. If you don't know about the how we roll, if you don't know about this, then it is under resources, under, I think it's like extras or something like that, or it might be under emotional management or something like that. But definitely find that it's just how we roll. Inform her of upcoming events and special promotions. Introduce her to current unit members and get her plugged in. Call her after her first meeting, training class, and skincare class to find out what she's learned and any questions that she might have. That's really, really important. Send her a personalized note of encouragement. It's just something's really special about getting a handwritten note from someone. It's just really personal. We don't get that nowadays. So that's like really important to do for your new consultant within her first 2 weeks. And then be sure to add her to our Facebook and Voxer groups and kind of get her plugged in. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so I think that is all the information that I have for you guys today. I hope that this training really helped you, and I just hope that I hope that as new consultants that you start building your team right away and just really get plugged into everything, and I will totally be rooting you on. Love to see some new red jackets very soon, and I'm just really excited to work with you guys. Let me know any questions that you might have. Thanks.